Hey everyone, DarkDragoon here with episode 8 of my Feed the Beast Modpack Let's Play. Just showing you guys here at the moment. I did a little bit of work off screen on sort of updating the automation, the piping here on our peat bog. Mostly because I was getting really tired of the dirt coming out and going into this auto crafting table. So basically what I did was I moved the pipe, obviously the wooden pipe that pumps the bog earth out of the auto crafting table over to one so it wasn't directly connecting, hooked up some piping, and I made myself a diamond transport pipe where obviously where they intersect, and I put dirt going down the red path, and what that means is dirt cannot go down the yellow path back toward the crafting table because it is being told specifically to go to red, which is obviously our input chest, as you can see. And the other two slots are open, meaning things can move freely through them. So pretty much the only thing that happens is bog earth comes out of the auto crafting table, comes up, goes through yellow, goes through blue. I don't even have to set up blue or yellow specifically. The nice thing about having blue not set up for bog earth is the dirt coming out of this peat bog can enter the pipe and then go out the way it's supposed to. So basically it works, and it's doing pretty well, and it's not clogging up this auto crafting table. I was manually sort of just pulling the dirt out of it, but I was getting really tired of doing that, obviously, so yeah, I fixed it. Had a little bit of an overflow of bog earth in here, that's why it does still sort of pop out if you try to put more than 64 in this top left slot. It'll act funky and sort of jam up, so that's what's going on there. But needless to say, this is pretty much as automated as I think we're really going to get using just Buildcraft pipes. There's some other stuff we could do. We could try to compact this system a little more, but I think it's about as compact as we're going to get it. I guess technically I could have put the diamond pipe here, and yeah, let me go ahead and do that off camera real quick. There we go. You can see now dirt is going down the black path, so it should be working, and it's nice and compact, I think. Yeah, I like that. That looks good. Obviously this turbory is still pumping peat out into our chest here. You can see we've gotten ourselves quite a bit of peat. And there's a reason for that. I'm going to go show you guys that next. So let's go back into the factory to check out some of the other thinking I was doing the other night. I haven't done any actual work on this yet, but if you recall, actually, we'll go downstairs. We were building a... Why are there spiders down in our basement? I guess there's certain spots in here that are too dark. Let's fix that. Huh. You know, I did not know you could put string on the ground. Interesting. I don't know what that's for, but hey. Anyway, what I was saying was, if you recall, there was a steam boiler here. Actually, it was here, and it's not there anymore, and you might be scratching your head as to what happened to it. Well, you can also see I did build a pump, and I'm going to need a couple more. I was doing some testing, and I built one originally, and then I was going to do something else, but then I was like, no, wait, this will be cool. So if you look up, you can see there's definitely something upstairs. So why don't we go take a look at what's upstairs? It's probably that boiler, right? If you guessed it's the boiler, then you are correct. So yeah, so I moved the boiler up here, mostly because it's a factory, right? There's supposed to be all sorts of crazy machines visible to the naked eye from outside, so I was like, yeah, gigantic boiler in the middle of the room. That sounds like fun. And you can see I was doing a little bit of, obviously I was doing some testing and sort of laying out of how I want this to work. So basically what I want to do is I've already figured out exactly how much piping I'm going to need. It's a lot, but it'll be cool when it's done. I'm also going to need tons and tons of steel, because what I'm going to make are these industrial steam engines, and I'm going to make 6 of them, and you can see each one obviously requires a lot of steel. So we got a lot of work ahead of us in getting those materials put together. So basically what this is going to be, I think the other thing it's going to be basically a Buildcraft power station. It's going to use steam from the boiler to power industrial steam engines, which is going to give us Buildcraft power. And I think we're going to maybe use a little bit of thermal expansion if possible. Obviously the whole goal here is to try to get into some of that, particularly with some of the machines, but I also really like this new thing that I have not, played with really before. The redstone energy cell. This lets us store our Buildcraft power, much like we use a bat box for industrial craft, a bat box or the MFE or the MFSU, as they're all pretty much energy storage. The redstone energy cell, like I said, will store us some Buildcraft power. So it'll be really cool once we have the whole thing going, because basically the steam engine will power or the steam boiler will power our steam engines, which will feed their power through conductive pipes into one of these redstone energy cells. I think it's going to be cool. Again, it's another one of those ambitious sort of builds, and we're going to need a lot of resources. So yeah, I think it'll be cool when it's all done. And you know what? If you're going to build something wacky and cool. So I've got some farming to do, to be honest. I've got some mining to do to get all the resources I'm going to need for this. I've been farming out cactus because I'm going to need lots and lots of pipe waterproofing. So yeah, needless to say, there's a lot. You can see I've already made a bunch of these golden transport pipes to get ready. So yeah, so there's a lot to do. I've got a lot of materials to farm up, so why don't I come back as soon as I have them. Alright, so before I go mining, I thought I'd go ahead and finish up building all the pumps I need. I've already started putting together some of this stuff, obviously gears and that sort of thing. So I've already got my redstone engines. Obviously I need quite a few. So I'm just gonna need more iron, I think. Yeah, well, we can go ahead and make these two, just so you guys can remember how to make these. Obviously, we've got to make them one at a time, and we're going to need a bunch of tanks to turn these mining wells into pumps. So yeah, there we go. Just in case you guys have forgotten how to make that stuff, I'm going to need one more, since like I said, I've already got the one made, and I think we might be at nearing the end of our iron. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to have to make the other one later, after I've done a little bit of mining, like I said I was going to do, but I'll go ahead and throw this stuff down here. So, to be honest, I don't think that the boiler needs 4 separate pumps. I'm mostly just doing it for the look of it. I think it looks cool, and it'll sort of add to the feel we've got going here with a big factory setup. And you never know, I mean, as I expand this boiler, maybe if I make another one at some point, I can just shift gears and have 2 of these dedicated to one and 2 to the other. I don't know, we'll see. I just wanted to do something that I thought looked cool. So I'm just gonna put that is not where we meant to put that. And we're gonna have to jump down there, aren't we? Obviously there's no water in these pools yet, but just like we did outside, there will be water out there. Or water down there, rather. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much, I think what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and put these redstone engines here, just so that we're not putting them in a chest anywhere. And obviously we can adjust those later with our Buildcraft wrench, but yeah. So this is basically what we're doing. We're setting up sort of a underground well that'll supply water, that'll hopefully keep the boiler well supplied with water and won't make it run dry. I think the other thing we'll do, just to be extra safe down the road, is we'll put a Railcraft world anchor down there, which will keep the chunk that hopefully that this is in loaded constantly, just in case, you know, we get too far away and it unloads a chunk and does something wonky with the water. I know in past versions of Minecraft it has, and I'm pretty much going to assume that's going to continue. So yeah, So, like I said, I'm gonna go mining and I'll be back. Hey guys, I just was doing some branch mining down here and I came upon this cave and I wanted to show you guys this. You may have seen something like this somewhere in your worlds if you're playing along, but I believe this is silver from factorization. Um, you might sort of see these gigantic silver veins and wonder if that's a bug. As I understand it, it is not. They do grow in gigantic veins like this for factorization, but the veins themselves are extremely rare from what I understand. I mean, this is only the second one of these I've really come across, so but you can see they're huge. I actually think they're even bigger than coal veins usually spawn, but yeah. So with factorization, trust me, you find a couple of these and you will never be without silver. Though, as I understand it, factorization does call for a lot of silver, so it does balance out. So yeah, I just wanted to show that to you guys. I've just been mining for a few minutes. You can see my backpack is getting pretty low, so I'll probably be headed back toward home here shortly. I'm probably going to have to make another trip out here because I didn't find nearly as much iron as I'd like. But yeah, cool things in the mining caves. Just wanted to show them to you. Alright, I'll be back in a little bit. Alright, I am back. You guys can see I made it back to the factory and I dropped off all the fun stuff I picked up from mining for a little bit. And I started charging up my various things, my drill and my backpack, and I have come to a very important conclusion. This bat box just isn't cutting it for us anymore. And because of the amount of EU that coal coke produces, I'm pretty sure we're losing power here. We're kind of wasting some EU. So what I'm thinking we're going to do is we are going to upgrade this bat box to a MFE. And you can see the recipe here. You can see that there's apparently a ton of new ways you can make this, either with a machine block or a sturdy casing, and with energy crystals or these lithium batteries, which unfortunately we're not going to really be able to make the lithium batteries yet. Those won't come till much later, mostly because we need things, we need these lithium cells and these aluminum ingots, which we can't really get until we get the industrial centrifuge from the Greg Tech add-on. So yeah, and just so you guys know, I'm not going to show that to you guys just yet. We'll get into that when we get to it. But yeah, the industrial centrifuge is crazy complicated. So, but it looks fun. So I'm hoping once we get a good amount of EU together, that we'll be able to do that. Now I have to remember how to make gold cables. I'm trying to, let's see. I don't remember if this works. It's been a really long time since I've made gold cables. I will just do it this way and see if that works. Yeah, I think we need the 2 times insulated. So we need one more of those. Cool. And then we're going to need a machine block, so we're going to need to grab our iron dust and get that cooking. Yeah. Let's see. We're going to need 8 refined iron, obviously, so we're going to need 8 iron. I'm pretty sure we used all of it. Let's see here. This will just take a minute, so I'll be back as soon as I've got all the refined iron I need. Alright, we have all of our iron cooking, so while that's going, I might as well go ahead and make these 4 energy crystals that I need. You can see I already got the diamonds. Just need the redstone. There we go. And by the time these are done, we'll be ready to grab our refined iron out of there. Multitasking. Okay. Some energy crystals. Well, we also need, we got our cabling, we just need our refined iron. There we go. And we'll go ahead and toss our iron dust in there so that it gets going. Okay. So, machine block as usual. I always do that. I always get the sides and the corners turned around for some reason. There we go. MFE. We're also going to need a low voltage transformer for now because the MFE outputs more energy per tick than the bat box, and our machines aren't really going to like that. So this is pretty easy to make. We should have all the materials for that. We just need to grab them. Yeah, we got our copper cables in here. Don't have too many of those, but we should have enough. We got wood, and our copper is over here, if I recall. It is. So we'll just make that real fast. Oh, did not mean to put that there. There we go. LV transformer. Now, let's go ahead and grab our wrench out of... Where did our wrench go? Okay, well, in that case, while we are at it, we might as well, if we're gonna have to make a new wrench, we might as well make an electric wrench. So let me go ahead and get the materials I need for this, and I'll be back. Okay, I think we are good to go here. Here's our wrench, and put battery and an electronic circuit, and that gives us an electric wrench. This, just like our electric drill, will now run off of our backpack, and it can be charged up. And the nice thing is, now this is something I pretty much always do, if I can remember. Yes, I need to reset the key binding on Ray's minimap, or otherwise it's going to interfere. So we'll make it, I can never remember what's okay to use. Hopefully, wait, no, that's not the button we want to use. How about period? I think that'll work. I know it says that it's one that is used elsewhere, but I think it'll be okay. So give me 1 second to figure out why the mode here isn't changing. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I've figured it out. Pretty much I had to rebind it off of the M key, so I put it on my comma key. And that appears to be working, so no problem. Okay, so yeah, the whole point of this was we are going to be careful not to do that. We're going to have to move some stuff around here. Let's make sure that we pull everything out that we need here. I was compressing some iron earlier because I wanted to make an anvil. I'll make that in a little bit. I'm not in a huge rush to get that made. It's a vanilla item, so no big deal. So yeah, you can see the lossless mode uses up quite a bit of energy. So let's basically drain as much of this out of here as we can. We should probably put our backpack on, right? I really don't want to lose all this energy, but I don't really see another good way to do this. Actually, I know how to do this. Pop that there, get our MFE, and we're going to need the output facing down. So if we target the top of the block and shift right click, actually I think what we want to do is this, that way, yeah, you can see our energy is draining into the MFE. So why don't I clip the video until all the energy is drained out of our bat box. So I'll be right back. Okay, you guys can see there's still technically a little bit of power left in here. And I guess what I could do, just to get the last little bits of power out, just take a couple bits of ore and throw them in the macerator, and that should, once it starts draining that, maybe not. You know, it looks like it has to have exactly 32 to leave, so okay, no big deal. It's just a loss of 24 EU. That's no big deal. So, come on, come here. Okay, we're gonna have to dig through the floor with our drill, which is not ideal, but hey, I'm also going to pop that off just to make sure no crazy weird mishaps occur. And also pop that off. Again, just to make sure mishaps don't happen. Because we don't like mishaps. Generally speaking, they are not good things, so we try to avoid them. I hear zombies trying to get inside. They do that. Okay, so we're going to put that there. And then the 3 holes is going to show us on the transformer where the higher voltage wants to go. So we want that facing the other way. So just like we did before, we're going to shift, right click, and that'll pop our transformer facing the right direction. So we can fix the floor here in a little bit. So it should, if we've done everything correctly, get ready for an explosion. Okay, we appear to be okay. Yes, we need our MFE facing the right way. Alright, prepare for something bad. Now, if we've done everything right, all of this should now be powered. Well, in particular, we can watch this macerator because obviously, since it's right next to the transformer, it's going to be drawing power not from the line beneath it, but from the transformer right next to it. So, theoretically, this should all be set up properly. And we're about to see if we blew anything up. It doesn't look like we did. So, just to test it out, pop some of that in there. And power should be flowing. Yep, there it goes. So now that we have an MFE set up here, all of our tools and such are going to be able to be charged faster and more efficiently, and we're going to be able to make sure that we keep a good amount of our power in here. So yeah, it works. Cool. So let's go ahead and seal up our floorboards. We can get the ceiling of the basement fixed later, and we'll get our generator put back. Let's see. Just for sake of continuing the aesthetic, let's do this. There we go. So our transformer is hidden, and our generator is still hooked up to our MFE. So now when we put our coal in there, that'll charge our MFE. And it should be able to hold plenty of energy. Thankfully, coal coke produces a lot, so yeah, there we go. So we shouldn't have a problem with our backpack anymore. Let's see, let's go ahead and fully charge it. And like I said, it will charge faster because the output on the MFE is 128 EU per tick as opposed to the measly 32 that the bat box was producing. So yeah, that's pretty much exactly why we needed the transformer down there, because otherwise these machines would get too much power and they would explode. And that's not good. We don't like exploding machines. So, that done, I believe there was some more mining to do. So I will go back to that, and I'll be back hopefully when we're ready to get started on some stuff. So, before I go back mining, I thought while I was at it, I've noticed that I've been having some bugs with some of the my coke ovens, where it seems like if I'm leaving the chunk in there and the chunk is unloading, the coke ovens are bugging out. So to try to fix that, I'm going to make myself a world anchor, which is going to be our chunk loading block. And yeah, I think it should be able to cover our this whole area. I mean, we'll double check it obviously once we have it all together, but yeah, there's the recipe for the world anchor. This will basically keep chunks loaded for you while you're away. If you're real familiar with Minecraft, you probably understand the basic idea of how chunks work. But basically, the world is put together by these sections, these pretty large sections called chunks that will load and unload sort of as you are in the area or not in the area. Obviously, if you're there, they'll load, and if you leave them, they'll unload. The chunk loading blocks are kind of important for any sort of modding, because obviously, if you have automatic machines running, such as our forestry farm over there, you kind of want to make sure that it's running all the time. So hopefully, now we can sort of see the chunks that are loaded with this purple speckly stuff, and I'm hoping it will reach. Let's go upstairs and see. I kind of have a bad feeling that it won't reach, but that's okay. We'll have to build lots of these chunk loaders at some point. Alright, I'm not seeing... Wait! I'm seeing purple sparklies. To be honest, I'm not sure how the Railcraft chunk loaders define their boundaries. I'm not sure if it's... because I'm pretty sure a chunk is everything in one horizontal square, so it should get everything on the vertical axis. But maybe not. Okay, hold on. Here we go. He got some purple sparklies. Of course, those might be from the nether portal. Oh well, we'll just have to hope and see that it worked. So anyway, I'll be back after I've done some more mining. Alright, I am back, everyone. Just, like I said, was just doing some mining for a good long time, and I was letting some steel cook up. Interestingly enough, I do not have enough steel finished yet, but basically I wanted to go ahead and at least show you guys sort of what it's going to take to get these steam engines made, hopefully maybe make a couple, and then that's probably about where we're going to have to wrap up for this episode. And then hopefully next episode I'll be able to have all the materials together and we can start building our crazy contraption. So why don't I show you the industrial steam engine. Like I said, I'm going to be making 6 of these, and they require, like I said, quite a bit of steel. You can see we need 3 of these steel plates per industrial steam engine, and we need 2 of these steel gears per engine, which are crafted thusly. So we're going to try to make as many of these as we can, and then I'll probably make the rest off camera between now and next episode, and hopefully I'll have them all together by next episode. So let's get to crafting. Trying to use up my spruce here, so let's see. Trying to figure out exactly how much I have materials for. I'm gonna need, let's say I'm gonna need 12 gears total. So we need 2 more gears. Okay, and then of course turn them into stone gears. And yeah, see, like I said, we don't have quite enough steel. I'm gonna just make 8 of these so far. There we go. That'll give us a couple of these. Now, I think we have some steel plates hiding down here. And we should have some in the works down here. Yep. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I've got more steel in the blast furnace being made, but okay. So I wonder, I didn't actually do the math on how much of these steel plates we're going to need total. I guess it would be 18. Oh, come on. That's ridiculous. You know what? We might just have all the materials we need for this. As soon as I go outside and check on the blast furnace, we might be able to pull this off. Obviously, we have a few extra steel plates than what we're going to need, but hopefully, yeah, we'll be okay if we go out there. It shouldn't be too monster-ridden. Yeah, I think that's going to be just enough steel. I think somehow we manage this. Or not. Sorry, my math is off. Okay. So yeah, we're still going to need 2 more gears, but I can go ahead and make a good number of these. Let's see, we're going to need to grab our iron. We had a bunch of iron cooking up in here. And we're going to need our redstone. Okay, because just like every other type of engine, we of course need pistons. You can never seem to escape the pistons. We're going to need 6 of those. I don't think I have enough cobble on me. Yeah, let me grab the cobble. Oop. You notice I made that barrel there and I didn't talk about it. It's part of factorization. It's pretty much a single type of item storage device. As far as I understand it, it holds pretty much an infinite number of items, and you guys might think that sounds a little overpowered, but again, I mean, it is one type of item. So, like for instance, that one I've set up to be purely cobble storage. So, it'll save me a lot of space in the long run. So, okay, so let's go ahead and take a look. We also need our glass, which we forgot to grab. So we'll grab a stack of glass, should do. Actually, really should only need the 6 glass that's sitting in there. So yeah, let's pop this in there and see how many of these we can make. We should have, excepting the 2 steel gears we're missing, we should have enough. Yep, cool. So yeah, so there's your industrial steam engines. And pretty much beyond that, we're just going to need to craft up some pipes, which I can do really easily next episode. And obviously I need this one more steam engine. But yeah, so I'll go ahead and, I know we're running a little bit long, but I'll go ahead and show you sort of what my thought is. Basically, we're going to set up our engines like so. We're going to spin them around, and we're going to have basically our piping from the steam coming in from the top, and they're going to all be facing down into some conductive piping that will pipe around into some cool storage stuff. So yeah, so we're well on our way to having having a lot of Buildcraft power. I'm pretty sure 6 of these industrial steam engines powered by a rather large high pressure boiler will be able to produce quite a bit of Buildcraft power for us. So yeah, so look forward to getting this thing put together and hopefully just finished next episode. It should be exciting. So until then, this has been episode 8? Yes, episode 8 of DarkDragoon's Feed the Beast Modpack Let's Play. Hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you later.